Thank you very much. I'm going to try very briefly. I'm original from Mexico.
저는 원래 그 멕시코 출신입니다.
I joined the church over there, and then
멕시코에서 입교했고,
and I was matched by Mrs. Erikawa. She
회장님이
know me that I,
해주셨습니다.
for almost 9 years and a half, I was like a mama figure in West 43rd Street,
뉴욕에서
guiding the Spanish people, which one of my spiritual son is right there, which, you know, he helps in the kitchen, Carlos.
믿음의 아들도 여기 있습니다.
And then, well, I'm going to tell you, it's the first time we are here, my husband and me.
오늘 남편과 함께
But
처음 왔습니다.
3 months ago,
그런데 3개월 전
I had a dream
꿈을
that
꿨습니다.
when I joined the church, I was a very Catholic person.
제가 입교했을 당시에는
And in my 7 days worship, I dreamed Jesus, which
예수님 꿈도 꾸고
he was close to true Father and told me 3 times follow him. So
아버님하고 매우 가깝다고 하는 것을 확인할 수 있었습니다.
something similar happened to me 3 months ago. Like
3개월 전에도 비슷한 꿈을 꿨습니다.
I dreamed like I was getting ready to go to Sunday service.
주일 예배 참석하기 위해서 준비하는 꿈이었습니다.
I opened the door and I saw only 5 people sitting inside the
교회
place.
문을 열어보니까 그저 5명밖에 안 앉아 있어요.
And I was thinking, I'm in the wrong place.
이건 그 잘못됐다.
I left.
다른 데로 왔나 보다 했습니다.
I left the place
그래서 떠났습니다.
and I was walking on the street.
그리고 길을 걸어가고
And then I saw, probably some of you knows Mr. Reverend Desmond Green.
which 봤습니다.
We were together in New York.
뉴욕에서 함께
He was walking in the opposite way with
반대 방향으로 걸어가고 있었어요.
3 Japanese sisters.
그 일본 여성 식구 3명이 함께 있었습니다.
And he told me, "Hi, Andrea, where are you going?"
어디 가냐고 저한테 묻는 거예요, 그분이.
And I said, "Well, I don't know. I think you know." I was ready to join the Sunday service, but nobody's there. I saw only 5 people.
아무도 없다. 5명밖에 없습니다.
Bye.
안녕히 가세요.
2 blocks, later,
계속 걸어가는데
Mrs. Erikawa, saw me and, "Hi, Andrea."
에리카와
Hi, Mrs. Erikawa. She took my hand,
회장님이 오시는 거예요.
and then, she said, "I'm going to take you where the kingdom of heaven is going.
지금
Please follow me."
하나님의 나라가 가는 곳으로 당신을 인도하겠다.
But, she took my hand and she was grabbing me, right?
제 손을
So I follow her.
끌고 가시는 거예요. 끌고 가시는
We entered inside of the place and she told me,
그래서 어떤 곳으로 들어갔는데
"Go upstairs
2층을 올라가라고 하십니다.
and I see you there."
거기서 만나자고.
And okay, so I come up
그래서 2층 올라갔더니
and then Hyunjinim was in front.
앞에 형제님 서 계십니다.
He was sitting there and he says, "Welcome.
잘 왔다고 하십니다.
I was waiting for you."
너를 기다리고 있었다고 하십니다.
I just say, "How do you know me?"
어떻게 저를 아십니까? 라고 제가 물었습니다.
He stand up. He says,
일어서시고
"What do you think? God forget all those good things you did in New York?"
하나님 당신이 뉴욕에서 했던 그 많은 좋은 일을 하나님이
He
잊을 거라고
says,
생각했냐?
"Come.
오라고 하십니다.
God never forget what you did over there. He always remember
당신이 뉴욕에서 했던
when we
일을
do
하나님은 절대
something good."
잊지 않을 것이다.
And he hugged me.
우리가 하는 좋은 일을 하나님께서 언제나 기억하고 계시다고 하시는 거예요.
And then I was
그리고
watching your face.
형제님의 그 얼굴을 제가 바라보니까
Close to you was true Father.
그 가까이에 참 아버님이 계신 겁니다.
And true Father told me,
그리고 아버님께서 말씀해 주셨습니다.
"Follow him. He is the son that I trust the most."
이 아들 따라가. 내가 가장 믿는 아들이다. 라고 하신 겁니다.
And then I was looking
그리고 제가
where
계속
at the
찾아봤습니다.
voice again. "Do you understand? Follow him. He is the son that I trust the most."
또 말씀하시는 겁니다. 내가 하는 말 알아들으냐? 내가 가장
And
믿는
he was
아들이다.
hugging me.
이
And the
아들을
third time,
따라가라고 하시는 겁니다. 그리고 세 번째,
do you hear me?
내
And I
말을
saw
들었냐?
true father's face close to him.
그리고 아버님 얼굴이
He says,
옆에 있는 모습을
follow
봤습니다.
him.
이 아이를,
He is
이
the son
아들을, 이
that I
아들을
trust the most. 3 times.
내가 가장 믿는 아들이다. 세 번 그렇게 저한테
So he took my hand
그리고 제
and he
손을
told me,
잡으시고
come, I'm going to show you where the kingdom of heaven is going to be. So
하늘 나라가 어디에 있을 것인지
he opened a door
보여주겠다고
and a
그걸
place,
열고
I got goosebumps, a place that was
그리고
kind of bright and millions of people, millions of people.
수백만 수천만의 그 사람들이 있는
And then
곳으로
he told me,
보여줬습니다. 이리 오라고 하시고
welcome to the kingdom of heaven.
여기가 그 하늘 나라에 어서 왔다고 하시는
And my dream, was over. So immediately,
꿈이 깼습니다.
I called to
그리고 바로 저는
some sisters who they already, they were
그래서
coming here.
이미 산출이에 가고 있는
And then I shared to my dream to
그리고
my family, which, I have
제 꿈을
kind of a small church in Puebla City, Mexico, because I have many spiritual children, many, more than 27. And then I preach every other Sunday by Skype.
믿음의 자녀들이 27명 있고 제가 스카이프를 통해서 거기 설교를 2주에 한 번씩 하고 있습니다.
But always, according to True Father's words all the time. So until this point,
아버님 말씀 가지고 그 설교하고 있습니다.
the reason why I came here because I was looking for the truth.
제가 그 진리를 찾다가
Because
오게 된 겁니다.
my spiritual children, they always call me
믿음의 자녀들
and they say, who we have to follow?
우리가 누구를 따라가야
We are confused. We don't know where we're going.
어디로 가는지 모르겠습니다. 이렇게 저에게 말합니다.
And as my responsibility, I know, is to know and to find out where I have to go.
그러니까 그들이 어디로 가야 되는지 제가 알아봐야죠.
And I think, I'm in the place that the kingdom of heaven is going. So I am,
저는 이제
my husband and me, I think,
저와 남편은
we are in the right place.
이제 올바른
Thank you so
곳으로
much.
왔습니다. All right, next I'd like to ask Christian Seeberger to come up and give us a report.
Love, connected by love, the love of true Father. They're connected by that. And then connecting to his kingship. That is the fruit of what's happening in that last year. Right? So these are things, this is such an amazing testament to the amazing victories that are happening. I just want to share one story. This is, of course, my man in San Francisco. He's my black brother from another country. San Francisco, stand up. This small guy. Don't let his stature fool you. He'll knock you out. Okay? He's, of course, a professional mixed martial artist. And he had an amazing testimony. He was serving, I brought him from Brazil to serve Father on our security team. Okay? And since I was following Father and serving him directly, San Fran was probably the closest than any other team. Even the head of the security team could not get as close as San Fran. Okay, his name is Francisco da Costa, but Father gave him the name San Fran, which actually means Saint Francisco. Right? And so I call him San Fran for short. But he was on our security team, and because I am the head of all those things. Wherever I said come, he would come close. So he was in the planes, in the helicopter, everywhere. Everywhere I went, he was with me. Right? He was kind of like my shadow. We were always there together. And I was training with him all the time when we had time. But he directly was able to witness Father. Probably closer than any Brazilian person in church history. He was able to witness Father for over maybe how many, year and a half, 1 year, serving Father like that. Now, when everything happened, the Han mother went after. She fired him from that position, sent him back to Brazil. This guy gave up everything to come to serve Father, right? He had his dojo down there. He had a gymnasium. He was training professional fighters. He was fighting himself. And he gave up everything to serve true Father. Okay, so he was relying on that. Now, when he was fired, he was sent back to Brazil. He had nothing. He was literally homeless on the street. He lived in Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo, you know, it's not good neighborhoods. Okay, a lot of, it's very jam-packed, and there's a lot of drugs and a lot of crime, etc. So he was basically out on the street. He lost his house, lost his apartment. His wife and 3 children were out there alone. Okay, now he gets back to Brazil. He told me the story yesterday. He never told me this before. And one of his guys or something had organized a mixed martial art tournament. And he had just returned from Brazil. He lost everything, doesn't have anything now. And the guy said, by heaven's miracle, God said, I can get you in if you want. But your opponent is the champion. And this guy is a murderer. He's an axe murderer. What's his, I don't know, his MMA name is, you know, assassin or something like that. I mean, he just destroys, kills people, right? So his wife was begging him, please don't do it, don't fight him. Fran is 41 years old and he's still fighting professional mixed martial arts cage fighting. 41 years old. This guy is not a joke. We were training yesterday, boy. He was punching my boys up yesterday. They got some good punches last night. They felt some nice punches. And he was being sweet. He would be very sweet with you boys. But so the guy gets him in. 40, at that time, maybe 38 years old, 39 years old. His opponent is like in his 20s. Okay, he's a champion. They have to fight 5 rounds of 5 minutes, folks. It's like sprinting for 5 minutes. When you are trying to hit somebody as hard as you can for 5 minutes, it's like sprinting for 5 minutes straight. Anybody who's done wrestling, you know what it takes to wrestle somebody for 5 minutes straight. And on top of that, trying to hit them as hard as you can for 5 minutes straight, and not try to get knocked out, and not try to get choked, and not try to get your arms broken, and not try to get elbowed in the face, and not try to get kneed, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, it's a lot of things you got to worry about. So he said, "No, I'm going to go fight. I'm going to fight that champion." So he goes. His wife is begging him, "Please don't do it." He has nothing. He lost his house. He's on the streets of Sao Paulo. He goes in for 3 rounds. This guy was pummeling his face, pummeling his body. His face was totally cut up. 21 days in the hospital. He had to spend 21 days in the hospital. He had 3 broken ribs, 1 broken clavicle, bruised, my goodness, bruised nothing, bruised up everything, and cut up face all over. 3 rounds, the guy was pummeling, and beating him to death. Then the 4th round came. The 4th round came. And this guy was a beast, okay? So he was hitting, boom, boom, and he wanted to throw him down on the ground to even do more devastation and damage on him. And in that moment, where this guy took him down to try to beat him up more, break more of his bones, because 3 already were broken, 4 plus the clavicle, 4 bones were already broken, trying to beat him to a pulp. In the 4th round, while he's being taken down, so he's in midair, he's able to wrap a jiu-jitsu chokehold called the guillotine on this guy, and he defeated that opponent in the 4th round after dying for 3 rounds. 3 bones broken, clavicle broken, face cut up. Okay? And guess what? The prize money, I don't know how much prize, he said it was a lot of prize money. So because of that fight, his family was able to buy the house that they're living in now. Because of that fight. And San Fran said, when he won that fight, all his children were crying and they were hugging him saying, oh my God, Daddy. And his wife was crying, everybody was crying. And he said, all the glory goes to True Father. True Father provided for me. That's what I'm talking about, folks. That's real love. Family fraud got none of that. The reason why I tell the story is because it's emblematic. It's a symbol. It's a battle he had to actually walk, but it's a symbol of all these guys, all you guys had to walk. It is a symbol. It's that kind of warrior spirit, that kind of fighting spirit that has gotten us through the tribulations. And of course, there will be more to come. But it's that kind of fighting spirit that is the culture of the kingship.
이 말씀을 하기 전에는 아버지의 심정도 우리는 알지 못했습니다. 그리고 이대왕 양해분이 그리고 자녀분들이 어떻게 사시는지도 몰랐습니다. 역사상에 처음으로 가인과 아벨이 승리하셨는데 그 승리하신 분들이 어떻게 사신지도 우리는 몰랐습니다. 바로 그것이 작년 1월 18일 침묵을 깨고 말씀을 시작하면서 우리가 알게 되었습니다. 이것은 단순히 이 성전이 아니라 바로 이곳에는 아버지의 심정이 살아있는 곳이고 이대 왕님께서 이 하나님의 섭리 속에
was working within the context of God's providence.
지상에 하나님께서 창조하신 아담이나 또 독생자인 예수님이나 아버님은 하늘로부터 오신 분들이십니다. 그러나 그 참 정자에 의해서 참 혈통으로 처음 결실을 맺은 분이 우리 앞에 계시는 이대 왕님이십니다. 큰 박수로 우리가 감사드립니다. 바로 이곳은 아버지의 심정이 살아있는 곳이고 이대 왕님을 통해서 그 삶을 우리가 심정적으로 그 사랑을 느낄 수 있는 현장이 바로 이곳입니다. 그런가 하면 참 가인이 이제 아버님의 뜻을 중심하고 이대 왕님을 어떻게 모시는지 그 모시는 현장을 우리가 심정적으로 사랑으로 느낄 수 있는 현장이 바로 이곳입니다. 우리 국진 이사장님께서 만들어 놓으신 그 총공장에서 우리가 사격 연습을 어제 하고 참으로 감동적인 그런 한 날이 되었습니다. 우리 국진 이사장님 양해분께서 큰 박수 한번 보내주시기 바랍니다. 대단히 감사드립니다. 그곳에 여기 이렇게 보시면 여기 이렇게 금운도 해양 수련소라고 지금 간판을 식구가 지금 그 해양 섭리를 위해서 3배가 되겠습니다. 여기에는 그런 내용인데 이 내용이 길기 때문에 가장 중요한 것은 참 아버님의 뜻을 받들어서 이대 왕님 네 분을 중심 삼고 3대 왕권을 세워드리는데 우리 한국 성전이 그 책임을 다해서 우리의 갖추어진 그 역량을 아시아 쪽으로 연결 발전시켜 나갈 수 있도록 노력하겠습니다. 대단히 감사합니다.
대응가 샀다야.
Heavenly fortune has left the Family Federation and the Unification Church.
それで私は、
And so I said,
天運が去ったら国が滅びますね。
well, if heavenly
わかり
fortune
ました。
has left, then I
天
guess
運を
the
お預かりしますと、
will be destroyed.
こ
So
のよう
I
に
will
申し上
take,
げ
I will
て、
take
本
care of
格
that,
的に始めました。
heavenly fortune. That's when I began working in earnest.
この1年間、まさに
So for this past
お父
year,
様の天運、
I've been
そして神様の恩恵の中で過ごさせていただきました。すべての栄光を天に、お父様に、そして誠のお父様と共にあられるヒョンジン二代王様、そして本当に尊敬申し上げる私たちの会員の代表であられるプッチン人ご夫妻に心からまず感謝申し上げます。ありがとうございます。まずお父様の権威に戻る祝福をして、私たちの先民を確立しなければなりませんので、それを始めました。そして東京でやりますというと、全国各地から皆が飛んできました。そしてその後は、これ今北海道でしたけれども、こちらに来てください、あちらに来てくださいということで、これは山梨です。それから名古屋に行きました。それから東京、これは熊本です。全国各地で来てください、来てくださいということで、国際家庭もおりますし、特殊な家庭もございましたが、お父様の権威に戻る祝福をしまして、この祝福が現在です。私たちは2月13日まで何とかして全体の目標が2100でしたから、日本が1200をしなければ2100は解決できないと思いまして、1200を目標にして1200層を勝利しました。次は私たちは4300層の半分以上、2200を頑張りましょうということで、4300層の勝利に向かっております。私たちは今一番力を入れておりますのは、2世3世青年が未来を作りますから、このいかに2世3世青年たちを立ち上がらせるか、ここに一番力を入れております。そういう内容で、やはり王様のところで直接訓練を受けたいということで、今年の2月ですね、第1回国際青年セミナーをお許しいただいて、その青年たちが12名参加させていただきます。訓練のためにサンクチャリーファームを作りましょうと。これは大分です。かつて彼は6000層のそこの草取りをして、子どもたちはその間、シャボン玉をして遊んでおりました。私たちはいずれにしましても、2世3世青年たちが三大王権の希代となるように、2世3世私たちの宝です。本当に今回中学生と高校生が来ましたけれども、宝の中の宝が来ました。こんなして、子供たちが僕も釣れた、私も釣れたとしています。それから組織的には全国に広がる救命ボートです。現在60カ所に立ち上がっております。まさに家庭連合はセオル号のように、タイタニックのように今沈みかけているわけです。ですからこれを私たちは沈まないボートを用意しました。皆さん飛び降りてくださいと叫んでおります。で、今年中には124カ所、国の基盤を作って世界に出ていけるようにしようと思っております。最後に先ほども申し上げましたが、王様といかに一つになるか、お父様、そして二代王様、そして三代王様の準備もしなければなりませんし、一番は百聞は一見にしかず、王様のところに行きましょうということで、今まで8回ですか、9回来させていただきました。私たちは 王様と心情的に一つになり、そして、世界に母の国として大きな影響と、そして愛情と奉仕ができる、そういう日本サンクチャリになっていきたいと思います。ありがとうございました。